So today we'll be discussing the determinant of a square matrix. So the determinant is a real number that can be associated with a square matrix. So the determinant just helps us find different things about a matrix. The determinant is a single value. So to find the determinant of a square matrix, and we're going to talk about a 2 by 2 matrix. All right, so here's my 2 by 2 matrix here. So I have A sub 1, B sub 1, A sub 2, B sub 2. So to find the determinant, you're going to multiply A sub 1 times B sub 2. So A sub 1 times B sub 2. It's going to go front. And then you're going to subtract the multiplication of A sub 2 times B sub 1. And it has to be, you have to make sure it's in that order. Okay, this is called the determinant, and this can be written two different ways. Determinant of A, or it could be written like this, but with the bars. Okay, that means determinant. It's not absolute value. Okay, so let's take a look at the examples, and then the examples say to find the determinant for each of the matrices. All right, so determinant A, the determinant for A is going to be, so it's 2 times 2 minus 1 times negative 3. So the determinant for A, for matrix A, is 4 plus 7, plus 3, sorry, which is equal to 7. All right, the determinant for matrix B, so we can write it like this with the bars, determinant of matrix B. So that's going to be 2 times 2 minus 4 times 1. So the determinant for matrix B is 4 minus 4, which is equal to 0. And the last one, determinant for matrix C is going to be 0 times 4 minus 2 times 3/2. So the determinant for matrix C is equal to 0 minus 3, which is equal to negative 3. Okay, so now you can also get the determinant on the calculator. So let's plug in this determinant here, right? Remember, this came out to be 7. So let's use A. So we're going to plug in a 2 by 2. So go to edit on your calculator and plug in matrix A, which is 2, negative 3, 1, 2. Okay, so after you get that plugged in, you're going to hit second matrix, and then you go over to math. Okay, and number 1 says DET, that means determinant. And then after you get number 1, which is the determinant, you need your matrix A, which is what you plugged in. So remember, to get that, you do second matrix. And just hit enter, and you will get 7. All right, and before we go on to the inverse, just one thing. If you have a 1 by 1 matrix, let's say our matrix A is 5. That means the determinant for matrix A is equal to 5. Okay, so if it's just a 1 by 1 matrix, then the determinant is the entry that's inside your matrix. All other square matrices are like a 3 by 3, 4 by 4. We're going to use the calculator for that. Okay, so let's flip it over. We're going to talk about the inverse, how we use the determinant to get our inverse. All right, so finding the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix using the determinant. So here's my matrix, a 2 by 2 matrix. So to find the inverse, it's 1 over the determinant, right? So I do A times D minus B times C. So it's 1 over the determinant. Times, now this matrix here. Now look at this matrix and look at this here. So A and D switch on the diagonal here. These two switch places. And C and D, they don't switch places. They change their values to their opposite. And you can only do this as long as your determinant is not equal to 0. All right, so it says, for the example, find the inverse using the determinant. All right, so first let's find the determinant of A. So that's 3 times 2 minus negative 2 times negative 1. So that's 6 minus 2, which is 4. That's the determinant. So now to find the inverse. It's going to be 1 over your determinant times your matrix, but you have to switch. So these two are going to switch, so it'll be 2 and 3, like this. And then C and D, these two values, they become their opposite, so it'll be 2 and 1. So now we multiply them, right? My scalar is 1/4. So I have 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. 1/4 times 1 is 1/4. 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. And 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. So this would be my inverse of A. Okay, and that's it. We'll practice in class tomorrow. Have a good night.